So, hi, welcome back to my, I think, second episode of How to Learn Better, and this video is about procrastination. And I think my belief is procrastination is like the biggest problem for all students or for everyone who tries to learn something. And I do procrastinate a lot. So I use these techniques. For example, today I procrastinated because I didn't want to film this video. I was so excited, at the same time a little bit afraid and nervous that I might say things wrong. I don't know why, because it's just like recorded and I don't have to upload it. However, I also use it when I have to do my text declaration because there I tend to like procrastinate all the time. So here they are, 6 techniques that I found help me to beat procrastination, and they might be helpful for you too. So the first one is schedule time for things that you don't want to do. So I did this a lot with math. I had to study math in the first 2 semesters a lot, and I hated it. I so much hated it. I was really bad at math in school, so I didn't want to study it. And I scheduled time twice a week in my calendar in the evening after university, where I just repeated the exercises over and over and over again and found like my own exercises in the internet on the same topic and did them over and over, and I hated it every time. I hated it so much, but I just like found a fixed schedule in my calendar. It was there and it was fixed, and sometimes I asked friends to join me, sometimes I did it alone, and at the end of the semester I got really good grades on math, and I was so happy about that I finally liked math a bit more than before. Still don't love it, but it was much more fun, and I think I wouldn't have gone through it if I didn't like schedule the time fixed in my calendar. So now we come to the second thing. Set a goal when you want to learn. So procrastination is not only about not starting something, but also like procrastinating while you do something. And I think it's very important. I often forget it, but it's important to set a goal before you start learning. I don't mean like read 4,000 lines of blah blah blah. I mean, what do you want to learn? What do you want to achieve with your study time? So for example, if you just say, okay, I'm learning, I don't know, neuroscience today. And do you know Pinterest? So in Pinterest you can search something and then you get different suggestions, and then you can click on them, and then you get things that are related to that. And then you can click on them, you see things related to them, and then again, and then you end up, like from the thing you search, you found something related, and then we end up seeing something and learning or reading about something that is completely different than what you originally searched for. And the same thing happens to me when I don't define what I want to learn, because I find things that are related to what I learned, and then I study that, and then I think, oh, this is interesting, and then I get into another part and I end up doing something completely different because it was just more fun than the thing that I had to study. So set a goal, set what do you want to do today. I want to do like 2 exercises of the last like math lecture, or I want to learn this specific topic about this specific topic in this thing. You don't have to write it down. It's okay if you just set it for yourself and catch yourself when you're doing something different. Because even learning something about something completely different than you have to learn is also procrastination. So number 3 is what is called the 5-minute rule. And I don't remember from who it was. What name is this? Blah 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 blah. Who invented the 5-minute rule? Jim Gray and Gianfranco Puzzolo, whatever. So it's from back in 1987, and it's a very simple thing. So imagine you don't want to do something, and then you tell yourself you will just do it for 5 minutes, not longer. You really have to convince yourself that you're just doing it for 5 minutes, and then you can stop again. And the magic behind it is, after the 5 minutes passed, you very likely will continue doing it. I applied this today because I didn't want to make this video and I was like, just film 5 minutes and now I'm have so much fun explaining these things that I don't want to stop. So 5-minute rule, cool thing, just start 5 minutes, set a timer, and if you don't want to do it after that 5 minutes, just end what you're doing, but you most likely will snooze the alarm and continue doing what you did. And now the fourth technique that I really love is the Pomodoro technique. I think it's quite popular in the meanwhile. There are some people who love it and some people who hate it. So what is a Pomodoro technique? And the Pomodoro technique is basically you set a timer for 25 minutes, and in these 25 minutes you work on one goal, one thing, one topic without distractions. It's very important. You set a timer and you start working and you don't stop. You don't stand up from your desk. You don't check your phone. You don't check your emails. You don't go to the bathroom. You just work for 25 minutes without distractions and interruptions, and this is so helpful. And after the 25 minutes, when the alarm comes, you have like a 5-minute break. I usually do 7 because 5 is a bit like stressful for me if I want to like make a tea or something. And then you repeat this again after you have like 4 sessions of 25 minutes working periods. And then you have a bigger break of 15 or 20 minutes. And what many people criticize is that they don't get deep enough into the topic in just 25 minutes. And I think this is nothing against the Pomodoro technique. You can just expand the time. So then I would do like 40 or 50 minutes of undistracted work, and then make a break of, 5 or 10 minutes and go into the next working period. The technique that I love is just this, like, set a timer, don't look on your phone, and just work. I do this very often when I am stuck, when I don't want to do something that is really boring to me, like for example, writing a thesis, then I use the Pomodoro technique. And now we will make the Pomodoro technique quite fun. You can make a challenge with friends. So this is what I did in the last phase of my bachelor thesis, where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I made this challenge with a friend and said, okay, it was I think Friday, and we said, the one who has more Pomodoros on Monday morning will get a pizza from the other one. And I can't tell you how motivating it was. I did so many Pomodoros on that weekend, and it was so nice on Monday lunchtime when this delicious pizza arrived. Friends of mine did this in their master thesis, and they did this for several weeks in a row. And every Friday, the ones who had like less Pomodoros done in that week had to pay the beer in the bar on the evening. So the fifth technique to beat procrastination is the daily highlight. This is from Zon Zeratsky, I hope you say it that way, I don't know. However, this guy invented the daily highlight technique, and I discovered it on the channel from Ali Abdal, like many other helpful things, check him out. And the idea behind this, instead of making to-do lists with tons of things, you define one daily highlight. This is like the big thing that you want to achieve that day, the one thing that is important to you. And the cool thing about that is, if you have a to-do list, you might end up writing too many things down. At the end, you have just half the things done. And very likely, the hardest things are not done. So if you have to learn something and you have a really hard topic, something that is complicated for you, and you have a to-do list with a lot of things to learn, you will most likely not touch that topic or don't finish it. But if you put it as a daily highlight, you force yourself to at least do that one thing that is important that day. And it's a good feeling at the end of the day when you just like can cross off the daily highlight from your list. So try it out. It's pretty cool. And the sixth technique, the sixth tip about beating procrastination is avoiding distractions. If you don't want to do something, then every distraction is so welcome because you're just happy that there's something that you can tell yourself that you have to do. And there are some things that you should do, like mute your phone, avoid social media, like put off all the notifications and messengers. I'm really bad at this because it's easy for me to like put away my phone and to mute it, but then I'm sitting on my laptop and I have my messages on my laptop and these messages are popping up on my desktop and I have to mute or like cancel the notifications as well. It's distracting me every time, and then you can easily lose like minutes or even completely stop what you're doing. So do that. Try to avoid distractions because then you can like work focused and end your day a little bit earlier, maybe even with crossing off your daily highlight from your list. I hope that helped you. Let me know if you have other ideas how to beat procrastination. I'm really curious about it, and have fun learning and getting things done. Bye.